And Mr. Green, you're recognized for 5 minutes to describe your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I strike the last word, I'd like to announce that this is the Reforming Disaster Recovery Act amendment to H.R. 6644. And I'm proud to say that Ms. Wagner and I have worked on this for a number of years. In fact, it passed the House on November 18th of 2019 in the 116th Congress, 290 to 118 votes. This amendment, I believe, is going to be very helpful in terms of codifying what we typically do when we have a disaster, and that is reinvent the wheel. This amendment permanently authorizes the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Relief, that is a CDBG-DR program, and establishes a Community Disaster Assistance Fund for HUD to administer the CDBG program. The amendment would require states to prioritize activities that help extremely low and moderate income survivors of disasters to recover, to address pre- and post-disaster housing needs, and to prepare for future disasters. It requires that 70% of the recovery funds benefit low and moderate income people and provide clearer directions to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, on when it can adjust this requirement. It allows all federal agencies involved in recovery efforts to access the full breadth of data needed to make informed public policy decisions, allow greater public participation in disaster recovery efforts, and it helps public and private entities better recognize gaps in services and identify reforms needed for future disaster recovery efforts. It ensures that state action plans receive at least 14 days of public comment and requires states to engage with residents of the most impacted and distressed areas. It further requires that states to include detailed plans outlining how they will use CDBG-DR funds to serve low and moderate income households, and how these dollars will address relief, resiliency, long-term recovery, restoration of housing, and infrastructure in the most impacted and distressed areas. This amendment will help protect fundamental civil rights and fair housing rights and ensure that all communities and community members, regardless of race, disability, sex, age, color, religion, familial status, national origin, and other protected classes receive full access to disaster recovery resources free from discrimination. And finally, it requires state and local governments to certify that funds will be administered in compliance with fair housing and civil rights laws. I believe this amendment can make a difference in the lives of people who are suffering after some of the disasters that we find ourselves having to cope with across the country, not just along the Gulf Coast. We, of course, along the Gulf Coast deal with the hurricanes, but out west we have the fires, and of course we have the tornadic activity. We need to provide a codified methodology by which persons who are in need of help can receive that help expeditiously. We should not have to reinvent the wheel after each and every disaster that takes place. It's time to codify so that we can help persons in a meaningful and significant way without having to wait for the codification process to develop as we currently do. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for the conversations that you and I have had. I want to thank Ms. Wagner as well. And at this time, I'm going to withdraw the amendment. And if you would like to engage in a colloquy, I would be more than honored to receive your commentary.
I think that would be good. Let me say that I want to work with you on this topic because you've outlined two things that are key. One, that we reinvent this after each storm. Two, that there's a lot of accountability problems that we saw after Hurricane Katrina that Ranking Member and former Chairman Hensarling particularly noted. And this needs to be authorized and done in a way that has bipartisan support. So I'm happy to work constructively with you on this concept.
I thank you, and I thank the ranking member as well and the staff for helping us to pull this together. Thank you.
The gentleman withdraws without objection.